Hey ladies, I hope you are having for a while. I had a little blip there. And one of the ways that I came out of my fear was starting this Facebook group and getting more visible about what I believe in and what I have to offer. So in case you don't know me, my name is Rachel, and I am a mom on the rise, along with all of you that are members of this group or that are watching this video on my YouTube page or on my email list. We are all moms on the rise, and I help moms up-level their business, their health, and their mindset so that they can live the lives that they want to. And today I want to talk about fear, and this is actually something that I've been dealing with for a while. When I first started my business just over 4 years ago, I thought a lot about what I wanted to do and what I wanted to share with moms. And as you know, I started in the health and fitness industry. And when I initially started the thing, I was like, I'm not afraid of anything. I'll post about whatever. I'm not afraid to show my, my post-baby belly or that my house is a mess. I was like, I'm not afraid to show up at all. I'll do this. But over time, as I would get little negative bits of feedback, or when I felt like I was being too showy about losing the baby weight, or that I worked out every day, or that I ate healthy, or whatever it was, I started to hide. I started to feel like I couldn't share my authentic self. And I started to feel like I had to create things about myself that weren't true in order to relate to the people I was talking to, if that makes any sense at all. And so I started throwing out this very vanilla content. I started sharing things with people that weren't even really my own. And I just started throwing stuff out there on Facebook. And as a result, I was getting zero feedback. I was getting nobody reading the posts, liking the posts, commenting on them. Nobody was reading my emails. Nobody was showing up on my lives or even watching them later. And I just started to feel like a complete failure. And once I realized that what was going on was that I was afraid of being me and of being my authentic self and of putting myself out there and inviting people to do this thing with me, I got even more fearful because I was like, oh my gosh, if I'm afraid of doing that, like, where is that coming from? Should I be afraid? Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. And I started having all this fears and all this crap built up inside of me. And finally, I started feeling like I wanted to break free from that. Like I wanted to let go of those fears, and I did a lot of mindset work, and it's all stuff that I work on with my clients especially when we get started, because everybody starts out their journey in a different place, but a lot of our places are from a place of fear, and a lot of the things that we're not doing are because we're afraid to do them, or we're afraid to find out how to do them, and so we just don't do them, and we end up stuck in a life that is unhappy, that isn't creating the money we want, the relationships we want, all the things that we want, we can't get to because we're afraid to take that leap and to make those jumps. And so I talk with my clients a lot about fears and where they come from and how to get over them mindset wise. But what I realized with myself was that not being my authentic self, being afraid to show who I was creating a disconnect between myself and my audience. And as soon as I started to release those fears and leave those fears behind is when I started to see all the amazing things that I could do for women, how I could help them up-level their lives. And that is when this idea for this group came. As you know, there's not a lot of people in it because it's fairly new, because it was something that I recently decided I wanted to share. I recently came out of my shell and was like, all right, I need to do this with these moms. I want to help them up-level their lives, which means letting go of their fears. So what I want you to do as you are listening today is think about the areas in your life where you are afraid. And that might be anything ranging from, for us, we started homeschooling the kids this fall, and I was afraid to do that at first. What if I can't teach them all the things that they need to know? What if I mess up? What if they don't learn? What if this is a bad choice? Like all those fears. So there's fears that come up in all different areas of our lives. Maybe we're afraid to call our mom because of some fight we had the last time we saw her, and we're spending, months of our lives not having a relationship with our mom. Maybe we're afraid to bring something up with our spouse, or maybe we're afraid to get a tattoo or to buy a certain car. Maybe we're afraid to leave our job because we're afraid that there won't be money to support us if we go all in our online biz. So really think about what those fears are that you are sitting with today, and share them in the comments if you are not too afraid. I say that tongue in cheek. Share them in the comments, and then let's create a conversation. Let's start a conversation about what those fears are and what you can do to overcome those fears, because the fear is honestly the biggest thing that is keeping us from finding our soulmate clients, from telling people, hey, I'm putting out my shingle and I'm doing one-on-one coaching and I want to coach you. I think you'd be an ideal person to work in my business with me. All those things are keeping us from creating the life we want, from creating the business, the health and mindset that we want. It's just simply being afraid. So what are those fears that you are dealing with today? And let's talk about overcoming them. So if you'll share your fear in the comment, and even if you go after the video when I'm not live anymore and I can't talk about it with you, I want to comment on that so that I can help you overcome that fear of whatever it is that you're dealing with. Maybe it's a fear of spiders or monsters or moving or whatever it is. Share that fear with me, because even if it's something that seems like it's completely unrelated to your business, it's keeping you stuck and it's keeping you from making the money that you want, because there's a fear, there's an anxiety, there's something holding you back in one area of your life, and it's going to affect all the other areas of your life. So I want to finish this Facebook Live by making a confession that I had fully intended on doing this Facebook Live on my personal Facebook page today, and that was the plan. And when push came to shove and it was time to actually do the live, I'll be honest, I chickened out. There's just something about putting this out there on my personal Facebook page that scares the crap out of me. So I did not quite conquer all of my fear today, although I did create the live to talk to you about fear. But what I am going to promise you that I'm going to do is I am going to post about fear on my personal Facebook page, and then I'm going to link people back to this video to join our group so that they can watch this awesome video. So I'm going to take that step today. It's a tiny step towards overcoming my fear, but it's going to be one that I know is going to be amazing. So let me know what those fears are, and let's talk about busting them. I'm going to do a Facebook Live maybe early next week that is some of the things that I do to overcome my fears and to overcome the fears that I had on getting this group started and getting things going, because I want to share that process with you, because it's very, very, very good. If you have any questions about the process and you want to know right now and you can't possibly wait, just shoot me a private message and I'll certainly go back and forth with you about that, and maybe we can set up a time to do a discovery call and we can talk about what it would be like to work together. And also, if you have not already, sign up for the Attracting Your Soulmate Client Challenge. It's not going to be kicking off for a few weeks, but I've got lots of goodies coming to the folks that have signed up in the meantime. So get signed up for that challenge so that you can finally attract your soulmate, so that you don't need to work so hard creating a bunch of crappy content that nobody's paying attention to because you don't know what people are wanting, waiting for them to come to you when they're not going to, because you're not putting out the feels to attract them. So get signed up for that challenge so you can start attracting those women into your life, and you can start serving the people that were put out on this earth to be served by you. So have an awesome day, everybody. I will see you next week. I'm going to put the link to that challenge in the comments of this video, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.